This video quiz is about an RNAV approach into Four Corners Regional in New Mexico. We're on an IFR flight westbound, navigating direct to the field at 16,000 feet. Don't worry, we're in a pressurized cabin. Denver Center comes in and says, turn right direct Heblow, cleared RNAV runway 23 approach. We activate the approach in our GPS and turn towards Heblow. The unit tells us to fly a course of 310 degrees and that we're 23 miles from the fix. What altitude can we fly at this time? 14,000 feet, 13,700 feet, 9,500 feet, or remain at last assigned 16,000. We'll wait a few seconds before going into the answer, and you can pause the video to think on it yourself. We could descend to 13,700 right away if we want. Normally, when we're cleared for an approach, we have to stay at our last assigned altitude until established on a published segment of the procedure, which lists a lower minimum. However, this approach is known as a Terminal Arrival Area, TAA. It's designed to allow ATC to clear us for the approach from further out without having to issue subsequent instructions. We could tell this is a TAA by looking at the circle segments and noticing there's no minimum safe altitude, MSA, listed. These altitudes instead are minimums we're allowed to descend to once within a certain distance of the listed fix. With a 310 track inbound to Heblow, we're in the area corresponding to this circle segment, which tells us that once we're within 30 miles of the fix, we can fly 13,700, then within 10 miles, we could descend further to 9,500. We don't need any additional instruction to do this. So after reaching Heblow, what's the next step in the procedure? Execute a course reversal with parallel entry, execute a course reversal with direct entry, fly track 233 to Odelay, confirm with ATC if cleared straight in or not. In this case, we could fly direct to Odelay, the next fix on the approach. The course reversal is listed on the plate as a hold in lieu of procedure turn. However, because we're coming from the southwest and this circle segment applies, the no PT listed there means we shouldn't do any course reversal. We don't need any instruction from ATC on this as it's listed on the plate. When briefing the approach earlier, the ATIS broadcast said the altimeter reading was unavailable. Denver Center has provided you with the nearby Durango altimeter. Your aircraft is WAAS enabled and you'll be using the LPV minimums. What's the decision altitude and required visibility? 5,755 feet and 3/4 mile, 5,998 feet and 1 3/8 mile, 6,340 and 1 1/4 mile, or 5,998 and 5/8 of a mile. Using the off-field altimeter at Durango, we have to increase the decision altitude to 5,998 and increase the visibility to 1 3/8 mile. This is stated in the notes section of the procedure, but in my opinion, it could be stated more clearly. The new decision altitude is written clearly enough, increase to 5,998 feet, but then it says increase all visibilities 5/8 mile. It's not crystal clear if this means to increase visibilities to 5/8 mile or by 5/8 mile. The original visibility is 3/4 of a mile. 5/8 is less than this, so you can't increase to a smaller value. That's one hint. You need to increase by 5/8. Now, we have to do the math though. 3/4 plus 5/8 is 1 3/8. Good luck trying to do that in the cockpit without a pen and paper. It might be better to simply say in the notes, increase visibility to 1 3/8. If you have the JEP charts, they do this for you in their notes. Note 1 relates to the LPV minimums, and the amended numbers are written out explicitly. Let's move on to another question. At the end of the approach on the profile view, there's a small shaded symbol called a stipple. What does this indicate? A glide path is available on the approach. A continuous descent to land must be initiated from here. The approach area is lighted, or the visual segment of the approach is clear of obstacles. The stipple means that a survey has been done of the visual segment between the visual descent point and the runway, and that no obstacle penetrates the obstacle surface clearance, which is a line with a slope of 34 to 1. If there were an obstacle penetrating this, the stipple would be replaced with a note, visual segment obstacles. Let's go on to the final question. You've gone missed and are proceeding to the missed approach fix, haze it. Once established in the hold, how long should your inbound and outbound legs be? 1 minute, 1 minute 30 seconds, 7 miles, any length 7 miles or less. The hold depicts 7-mile legs, but if you'd like to fly a shorter leg, you're free to do so. The authority for this lies in an FAA legal interpretation that says that as long as you remain within the protected area and don't exceed the leg length depicted on the hold, you can fly any length you deem appropriate, unless ATC is giving you a specific instruction otherwise. That's it for this one. Hopefully you picked up a thing or two. Let us know how you did in the comments, and check out all our Flight Insight ground schools at the link here or in the description.